Hello there, this is Dave Allen from Macton Equations, and today we're going to have a look at applications to deal with your money. Well, the one that I'm going to mainly concentrate on today is one called Cashculator, and it's a little bit different from your normal applications that are for sorting out your accounts, and it's more of a broad brush approach where you're sort of looking at what's going to happen with your money in the future. So it's got a few advantages about it. What you may be more used to with regards to dealing with your money is something a bit more like this one over here. Let's just close that first of all. And for instance, with this one here, it's called Accounts. It's the old standard type of application where you're dealing with things like bank accounts and all this current earnings, retained earnings and total revenues. And you need to know a little bit about bookkeeping maybe to be able to do this. You need to know where money's come from, where it's going to, all that sort of double entry sort of thing. So on this one here, if I'm going to make a transaction, I've got to click on that there. I've got to, let's see, choose an account. So let's say this is payments and purchase. So maybe I've bought some clothing and the amount is going to be €40. So let's click on save there. And the journal entry must balance before it can be saved. Now this is the sort of thing that you need to know. So for instance, I've got to have this one here, which is got to have the CR total in there. So that's the total of it. And now if I click on save, it will actually go through. So now we can see in my total assets, my bank account, which did have 0 in there, it now has -0. That's why the brackets around that figure there. And in total expenses, I've got total expenses of €40 that I've paid out. If you can get used to this sort of accounting type of package, it's not a bad way of doing things, because everything happens and you record it, and it's a good way of looking at your past and knowing where your money's going to, where it's coming from and all that sort of thing. But there are some other accounts packages on the horizon that can do other stuff for you. Now we've got other applications that are possible. Now this is one here called MoneyWiz. Now I don't actually have this one on my system at the moment on the Mac, but I do have it on my iPad, and it's quite nice to use. I think it's a little bit like the standard account type package where you have to know a bit of bookkeeping, but it's a bit more graphical and you can do some more kind of things with it. And then we've got iFinance, which is another one I've just downloaded to give a try. I haven't done anything with this one yet at all, but I'm going to be starting a new database by clicking on this here, and we'll call it Wizard Gold. Started up the database there, and I'm going to click on Open Database. And there's lots of information here about how to get started, not too expensive to buy. So there you go, this is similar to the sort of accounts package or to MoneyWiz. Now a different way of looking at it is to go for a broad brush approach and look at how things are going to be in the future. So for instance, this one here, we've got actual, plan, both and combined. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see a bit more. Now with the Cashculator application, the first thing you're going to want to do is to start putting some data in there. And the best place to start is to go with the plan. So if we go to the salary, say you expect to be getting in $3,000 a month, let's say 3,300, and fill that in. You see there that the rest of the months following that, it's all been put in the same amount there. But this is just a plan, this is, and you'll have to sort of make some changes when there are actual figures to put in there. So for instance, this one here with advertising is expected that 87 was coming in, and then I made a change and put it there at 150 coming in. So then if you have any non-recurring income coming in, you can do that as well. So maybe you expect to get a tax refund somewhere around about here. So I don't know, maybe 50 quid, and put that in there. You see that it doesn't repeat automatically. So you put a few of your incomes in there. The next thing to do is go and have a look at your expenses. And again, start with the plan first of all. And if you're planning, so your mortgage and rent, maybe you've got 900 coming in, or maybe it's not 900, maybe it's 950. We'll change that, and you can see all the subsequent months change to the same thing. It doesn't matter what date of the month it is. You just put it in there for a month. Okay, this is a broad view, remember. And the same with insurance. That is a recurring expense. It just comes in once a year. So you put that in there and you say how often the recurring is, and that's it. Or education. So let's put in something for education. So maybe in our plan for education we're going to have an amount of 50, and it's going to be every 3 months. Then you can click on Update Plan, and you see that 50 has been put in there every 3 months. So you do all this for all your planned things first of all. Then after that you want to start going to work on what the actual figures are. So if you move first of all to this one here, and you see the colour of the background has changed, so you know where you are working. Do you know, for instance, that the education one there, we put in there 50, but in the end it was only 45 that was actually required for that there, and then 3 months on there it changed again and it was only 40 on that occasion there, and on this one here 3 months in advance it's going to be only, well, let's say it's 55 on that one. So you got that there, and you can go to a view where you can show both. So again, we're looking at the education here. So this is what we had planned, 50 there, 50 there, and 50 there. And in these ones here are these actual figures of what was actually spent. Let's just go back into actual. Now, and some of these ones here, I've put in some actual figures here for previous months. So let's go to the view where it's showing for both. This one here, entertainment, this is amounts of money that has been spent on entertainment for the previous months. Now if we go to this one here, we should be able to go to this plan amount here and do an average. Now for some reason or other this is not working for me, I don't know why. We should be able to choose previous number of months here, so we want to average what's been spent out since October last year through to this here. We should be able to do that in there. Maybe there's something wrong with the application, I don't know. So once you've got all these things in, the next thing that you're going to look at is reconcile. Now in the reconcile, what happens is at the beginning of the month you put in what the actual figure is for the bank account. So you put in your starting balance, and in this case here, let's say the starting balance was actually 600. So if I look at that there, the unaccounted amount was 189 to the plus value. And then on this one here, the expected end balance was 1,000, but there's that much there unaccounted for. So when that happens, obviously what you need to do is you need to go into your expenses and your income and make sure you've got everything in there that's supposed to be in there. You can do comparisons with this here. You can choose which one of these that you look at, whether you're looking at expenses, whether you're looking at the balance. So this one here says the balance is going to keep on rising. Obviously this is happening like this because not all the expenses have been put in yet. Once more expenses are put in there, then this line here is going to start flattening out a little bit and hopefully not start going in a downward direction. If it goes in a downward direction, then obviously you're spending too much. Okay then, so this quick look at how to do things with Cashculator. It's quite a useful program, and I think if you're going to have a try of it, you want to give it at least 6 months to put all your data in there and see how it works, and then you'll know whether it suits you or not. This is Dave Allen for Mac 200 Questions. Look out for some more videos coming up about how to sort out your money using some of these applications that you can use on your Mac and also on your iPad. Bye bye now.